Sophia Soda with the Nerds of Color. First off, I want to say what a huge fan I am of both of you, and this show is just so much fun. I really enjoyed watching it. Thank you both for your time.
Oh, I'm so glad. So you saw it.
I have seen it. Yep.
Nice.
Loved it. Binged it in like a day. It was really nice to it was so nice to just kind of sit, relax, have a nice show that I can take my mind off and really enjoy. I really love the before and after parts, like seeing the transition. So nice, so cool. And so congratulations.
Did you fast forward?
I did not fast forward. Who fast forwards? Come on. You got to see the process.
I mean,
It was
my girl.
You got to see the process. Of course. But I really want to ask about the inspiration behind this series and what you feel you learned from it, because I feel like it's one thing to renovate kind of your own house or maybe a friend or a family's, but to go in and really change people's lives in this way must be so amazing to see their reactions and everything.
Honestly, I think that was the best part.
Yeah, that was the best part for sure.
You know, I think when we walk in first and we see, you know, everyone's homes and our family's homes, it's like, it's such a vulnerable moment for them, you know, and Jess and I were very conscious walking into it. We were like, okay, this is so vulnerable for our families that we have to make sure that we know that we are holding their hand through the whole process, that there's no judgment in anything that we see, that they can also relate to us. We're moms of three. We've been there, done that. We've both had moments in our lives where
and we still have moments.
Things were crazy.
Yeah.
You know, so we really wanted to walk in and make a very comfortable environment. But honestly, the reveal is just like, once we got to know our families, it was the best part.
And then for us, it's like, how are we really making a lasting impact on their quality of life? And to be able to do that for someone, there's like nothing better. It's like, what a gift we get in being able to do that for others. Family members would actually be a lot harder, like a lot more complicated. In a weird way.
No way.
Because they have too many opinions.
Yes. No.
Strangers are like
much easier.
Because there's like a distance. So we're sort of
they're not calling you at midnight. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And being like,
excuse me.
Yeah, exactly.
Lamp you picked out.
Exactly. Like when we did your parents'
Like my parents are still calling us. Yes.
Also love that you were surprising parents. I thought that was such a great choice to do this for parents and just, you know, creating a house that is going to last for their family, that is going to be such an impact. I feel like the family home is a very sacred place. Why did you land on parents? Is it because the two of you are obviously moms, or was it because you just wanted to help, you know, parents? I mean, they're the unsung heroes, obviously.
I mean, life is already like, it is what it is for everyone. There's layers. It's complicated. Not every, you know, life hands you what it hands you for all the great lessons you get to learn and grow from. But when you add the layer of having to be responsible for keeping people alive and making them and responsible for them thriving and all of their happiness and well-being, it just
a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. And so I think we feel what that's like because we have our own families. And so that's why we felt like, you know what, it would be really great if we could hone in on families at different stages of their life and, you know, really come and be these like fairy godmothers and really give them like tips and tricks and systems, organizational systems, storage systems, things that will just add so much to the quality of their life.
And it's also the experience. That's where we came from, right? Like we didn't want to come in saying, hey, we have a side design business and we're trying to get clients. And it wasn't that. That wasn't our goal.
Like one aesthetic for everyone.
Yeah,
we
like
really
we
tailored it for each family.
Is for the family. And I think that is our expertise, right? Because we are moms of three each, we're coming in with, you know, some tips and tricks of our own that we've lived through. And I think that shows in the show.
Yeah. And like, you know, we even did a questionnaire with the families, like, what are your favorite colors and like, how do they make you feel? And then what colors do you hate and how do they make you feel? You learn so much about someone when you ask them that.
Yeah.
And then
colors triggering
they're
for people.
Very triggering. And then sometimes they just like want blue and blue and blue and they just want blue.
And then we have to
and you're like, we can't do an all blue house, my friend. We gotta add a little bit more into this situation. But it is interesting to hear like what colors like actually make them angry and violent. Cause like sometimes you're like, oh wow, okay, so avocado green literally makes you want to puke or want to fight someone. And you're like, okay, here we go.
I don't want to fill out that questionnaire. I'm that very curious about that.
It's great.
And what do you think is your personal number one tip for anyone renovating your home? Because I feel like that is such a big challenge and can be intimidating for anyone, whether it's something you learned throughout the show, learned in your personal life, or something you learned from watching other renovation shows. What would you say is like the number one tip to inspire someone to take that step and be like, it's not as bad as you're thinking. It will be worth it. Like, let's do it together. What is your number one tip?
I would say take baby steps, because depending on the size of renovation you really are doing, Jess and I just completed her parents' home, which was a 2-year renovation.
Yeah, it was
and that was something that, you know, you have to come in knowing that there are going to be some challenges.
Don't bite off more than you can chew.
But start small. Start small. Painting makes a big difference.
Huge.
Even adding wallpaper makes a big difference. Huge. Painting cabinets, changing hardware. There's so many little things I think you can do to start small, and then you work your way up to
and you
the
can
larger.
do slip covers and update your furniture with new fabrics. You can use indoor outdoor fabrics that are more, you know, user friendly when it comes to cleaning them and stain resistance,
which is great for kids.
Brighten up your furniture. I mean, I think that's a big one. A lot of people have dark, heavy furniture, and I think that just by adding lightness to your furniture, it brightens the room up.
Adding light throws and throw pillows and things like that too. Putting little accents around the house. All those things really make a huge difference.
And I would say if you have carpet, that's it's sort of like the popcorn ceiling.
Just
carpet and popcorn ceiling, they kind of go hand in hand. It was a time that maybe we should move on from. This was a moment in time.
I would say this. There is an episode on the show where the family had carpet and we pulled it back because we were like, oh, we want to see what's underneath here. Pulling up carpet, you're going to have to take the risk that you may not know what's under the hood. So that's the only thing. So we pulled it up and
but they have they do have amazing solutions now.
Yes.
For wood veneers.
Cost effective.
Cost effective wood. What is it? The composition. What is it called? When it's like wood and it's like ground and then they make it into, what is it called?
Yeah, that's decomposed.
Yes. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah. Wonderful. She knows all the words. Not me. I'm like, you know, it looks like the wood floor, but it's not actual raw wood floor.
This is what it is. Translation. Just all day.
But it doesn't shrink and it doesn't expand with heat, which that's something you don't even know. Or cold. Like heat and cold, a lot of the wood expands and shrinks. Who knew?
Learned a lot from this show. Truthfully, like there's a lot I obviously didn't know, but I think audiences are it's going to help them kind of understand some things too, which is part of the fun, I think, of it.
100%. And like vintage shop, no VOC paints, using natural materials instead of synthetic as much as possible.
We wanted to make our viewer knowledgeable too, right? One, we don't want you to be afraid of the process. Two, we want you to have a good time watching the show and laugh along the way because of our dynamic is wild. And three, we wanted you to love the storyline, but we also, our takeaways, we wanted you to learn something and come out of it saying, all right, you know what? I'm going to look this up, or I'm going to go see how to apply this to my home.
I think I can do this.
Or I think I can do this, and empower our audience. So those were big points for us.
It was successful. I can't wait for season 2. I'm telling you, that made my week. And I can't wait to talk to you both again, hopefully for season 2. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much again for your time.
Oh, thank you.
Boys, professional artists and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The hard knock life.